Welcome back. Why weight loss feels hard in real life and what to do about it. Saw this online, see if you can relate to it. I see a lot of weight loss advice online. It all sounds very perfect, like perfect diet, perfect routine, perfect consistency, but real life doesn't really work like that. Sometimes you eat what's available, sometimes you're busy, sometimes you just lose motivation. Does anyone else feel like real life is what makes weight loss actually hard? Click like if that's something you can relate to. You're not the only one going through that. That is the most common challenge. It's like this idea of everything going very smoothly and perfectly versus the implementations of your plans and where the rubber meets the road and the real challenges of your everyday life and the changes that you're trying to make feel like they're holding you back. And that conflict can be very discouraging and demotivation. And you even start to wonder if something's wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. This is normal. This is common. What we want to do is start to look at the systems where you're making these decisions. All right. First thing I want to say, the problem is the idea that things have to be perfect. No one actually says this. There's no one who's like, you have to do everything perfect all the time in order to get the results that you want, right? It's usually just a vague assumption that you make, or you see someone else who has great success and you assume they're doing it perfectly. But it's just usually a guess. There's no one like, if you don't do it perfectly, then you suck at everything. And why are you even trying, right? That's usually some of your mindset stuff happening that's putting you in that frame of reference. And it's not helpful. So look at this idea. Where does idea of perfection come from? Maybe it's your own standards for yourself. Maybe it's standards that you've adopted since you were a kid. Like, you were really praised when you got great grades and when you did good things. And then you have this perfectionism thing going and you're applying that to your weight loss journey, any of that. But the point is, perfection probably isn't the goal or expectation when it comes to your weight loss planning, your health planning. What we really want to do when we're making new choices here is base it on the key question I love on this channel. What does a healthy, fulfilling life of your dreams look like? When you consider this, it's probably not perfect, right? It's probably adaptable. It makes sense for what you're doing in your life. It lets you do fun stuff and enjoy things. It makes you like celebrate life and you don't feel guilty if you don't hit everything perfectly, all of that, right? So ask this question, think about it. What does that life look like for you? And what I also want to say is I wouldn't say real life is what makes weight loss actually hard. It's that real life makes weight gain easier than ever. And I know this from 12 years experience working in public health policy, and a lot of the built environment stuff and the things around us that make weight gain easy, almost automatic. So real life doesn't make weight loss harder. It's just the standard situation that most of us are in, that we're surrounded by, that we're living in, and making all of our choices contributes to weight gain quite readily. I'm going to break some of that down for you in this video. If this is your first time here, my name is Reggie. I'm the founder of Fit for Freelance. Change my tagline. I help you lose weight your way without crash diets or guilt. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're looking for a system that makes weight loss easier, the No Willpower Health Habit System teaches habits that work with your life, not against it. That's linked below. Now, what we're getting into here, talking about the environment. Usually, the health outcomes that we have are based on our genetics, environments, and choices, right? All three of those interact to influence the choices that are available to us and what we're most likely to pick. It's not just like willpower. I got another video coming up on that in a little bit, but the environment makes weight gain easy. And what we want to do is think about how things have changed to increase the prevalence of obesity and overweight over time. Things like sedentary lifestyles, phones, people playing on phone apps more often, just using their phones, social media, games, anything you're doing sitting more that didn't exist like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, or weren't as prevalent, that is contributing to weight gain because people are sitting more often. Right? I've talked about this in the total daily energy expenditure calculation, exercise activity, and non-exercise activities. If you're just sitting, you're not burning as many calories when you're just sitting, right? Then to continue with this, the commutes to work, suburban migration, right? People live further from work. They don't live right next to where they work. So they had to drive more. That's more time sitting in a car versus like, a walkable community where you're trying to walk to school or something like that, right? Walk your kids to school or you're walking to work. All that stuff increases your sedentary time. And then on the nutrition side, we're talking about snacks with lots of added sugar, the proliferation of high fructose corn syrup, right? And everything. Your busy schedules cause you not to be able to meal prep. You have to have two salaries in the home for, work and to get by and stuff. So there's no one managing food at home as much. You're going out to eat more. Nutrition education, home economic classes aren't being taught as often, right? So people don't understand nutrition. You took like 2 weeks of a nutrition class in high school and you're expected to like understand how health and food fits into your life. It's hard. It's a hard environment to make effective choices. And all of this factors into like, what we're doing and why it feels hard in real life because the environment makes it very difficult. Even like watching TV, you get tons of food ads for, it's not like you're getting ads for healthy foods. You're getting like fast food restaurant ads, you're getting like high fat foods and all that stuff. And so like that is another trigger that makes you more likely to make a high fat food choice, right? And that's part of the environment. So I want you to think about your food environment and how you're making choices, what's influencing you, how your schedule's going, how you're managing your stress, how you make choices, how active you are, how easy it is for you to sit throughout the day, and then understand that all those things factor in to like your everyday life. And when you're trying to change your habits, you're trying to work against all those things and the comfort and the practice you have in those situations. All right. So to get into this a little bit more, I have this chart. The source is linked below, but it shows that, the prevalence of obesity has increased a lot since the 70s, 1970s, I guess I should say, up through where this chart goes to 2018. So when you're looking at this like increase isn't just because, real life got harder for people or people got worse at making choices. It's because the environment, people were driving more, eating more fast food, more TV dinners, more TV in general, right? All those things contribute to sitting more and increasing obesity rates. So it's not just you feeling that way. That's an actual experience. It's studied in public health journals. You can look at like, the prevalence of obesity and stuff that's affecting society. Societal weight gain is a major problem. So that's a quick chart on that. And what we want to do in order to change this, to address these real life challenges, is people have to learn their specific environment and how it makes it easier or harder to maintain your health, right? Not just like the global environment, right? Or nationwide, and all the factors that contribute to that, the big trends of driving more and longer commutes and TV and Netflix and all that stuff, but your specific environment, local to your neighborhood, your household, how you arrange and schedule your day, your work life balance, your boundaries at work, your mental health, like all those things can affect, and they definitely affect how you make choices, and then how it makes it easier to make effective choices for your health or easier to make less effective choices for your health or vice versa, right? You have to learn all of that in order to be able to influence it or at least observe it and make changes where necessary and helpful. So overall, when this person's talking about everything looks perfect online and you see like the perfect diet and the perfect schedule and then the perfect workout, that's why you probably shouldn't get generic advice from online sources, right? Social media algorithms push things based on, how good they look, basically, because more people like it, they're more attracted to it, and they'll be like, oh, that looks good. And then so you get this idea that what you see online is real life, and that's not the case. It's like a curated image, right? And there's lots of photo editing too, but we won't go there, right? So when you are looking at this, you want to not just get your sources from online sources. I mean, if you found my channel in a corner of the internet, welcome. We're talking about real topics here, but the real time conversations with people who get to know your real life, your stories and your situation, your local environment are the people who are most likely to be able to impact you and get you to change your mindset and your habits so you can make effective choices, right? That's what health coaching is really all about. It's about the one-on-one conversations, discovering your motivation, discovering what's going on, your current situation, and then seeing where we can make adjustments. That's what the Live Aligned method's all about. That's what the No Willpower Health Habit System is all about. That's linked below. That's just kind of what my channel is about overall, is getting you to think about these things and then giving you tools so you understand how to control and influence your environment so you can make more effective choices that support your health and you can eventually lead the healthy, fulfilling life of your dreams. So it starts with, not striving for perfection, but looking at how you can make things better incrementally and lead the life that you want. Let me know what you think in the comments. A little bit of a rant, but yeah, real life is different from the perfect image that you have in your head or what you might imagine other people are doing, because it's all dependent on your specific life and environment and the life that you want to lead and your own goals. So let me know, subscribe, click like. Next, you can watch Weight Loss Nutrition is Simpler Than You Think. I'll put that video right here. That's today's message. As always, keep practicing. Peace.